Robert Furst's The Devil's Reign of 1975 is a rather cheesy, but at times also quite creepy little horror flick whose terrible reputation is certainly not completely justified. Sure, the movie has a lot of extremely cheesy moments, and it is certainly disappointing for a director like Robert Furst, who had previously directed the cult masterpiece The Abominable Dr. Phibes of 1971, starring the great Vincent Price. The movie's wide reputation as an awful film is unfair, however, since The Devil's Reign delivers in many aspects. The great Ernest Borgnine alone is a reason to like this film, and the many creepy moments make it entertaining enough and certainly worth watching. The ensemble cast also includes William Shatner, Tom Skerritt, Eddie Albert, Ida Lupino, and Keenan Wynn. John Travolta made his film debut in a minor role. Satanist Anton LaVey is credited as the film's technical advisor and appeared in the film playing a small role. The story involves a curse which affects the Preston family, caused by their betrayal of the satanic priest Jonathan Corbis in colonial New England. Corbis has harassed the Preston family for generations to obtain a book containing the signatures of the members of his cult, which bind their souls to Satan. Corbis captures patriarch Steve Preston, who is allowed to escape to warn his wife Emma and son Mark. He tells them to give the book to Corbis before melting into a waxy substance. Mark advises Emma to keep the book hidden and entrusts her to family friend John. However, moments after he leaves to meet Corbis, he hears Emma scream and returns to find the Satanists have abducted Emma, leaving John bound, hanging by his feet and terrified. In a ghost town in the desert, Mark challenges Corbis to a battle of faith. Corbis leads Mark to his cult's church, where he reveals that Emma has joined them, as reflected by her now eyeless face. When Mark refuses to do the same, he is surrounded and overwhelmed by Corbis's followers. Sheriff Owens scoffs at John's story of eyeless cultists living in a long-deserted town and refuses to conduct a search for the three missing Prestons. So Mark's older brother Tom and his wife Julie search for them on their own. In the ghost town, they are attacked by Satanists. Wearing the robe of a defeated Satanist, Tom infiltrates Corbis's church, where Corbis performs a ceremony to convert Mark into one of his eyeless minions. Tom is discovered by the Satanists but eludes capture. He and Dr. Sam Richards, a psychic researcher, review the book, which explains that the source of Corbis's power is an ornate glass bottle known as the Devil's Reign, which contains the souls of Corbis's disciples. They also find Mark's signature in the book, which Richards is sure was not there the last time Mark had the book. Tom and Richards head to Corbis's church and remove the Devil's Reign from its hiding place. The Satanists converge on the church, so Tom and Richards retreat, taking the Devil's Reign but leaving behind the book, which is taken by Corbis. As Corbis begins the ceremony to convert Julie to an eyeless one, Tom jumps in to intervene and is captured as well. Richards threatens to destroy the Devil's Reign, but is overpowered by the Satanists, and Mark takes the Devil's Reign from him. Richards tells Mark that he can still save his soul by destroying the bottle, while Corbis maintains that if the bottle is destroyed, Mark will wander through nothingness for eternity, unable to enter either heaven or hell. Mark smashes the bottle. The Devil's Reign is released from the bottle, melting the Satanists, including Mark and Corbis, and burning down the church. Tom and Julie make a hasty exit. As Tom embraces Julie, it is revealed that he is actually embracing Corbis, and that his wife's soul has become trapped within a new Devil's Reign. The Devil's Reign received a uniformly negative critical response, with the chief complaint being the incoherent storyline. The film's lack of adequate scares was also widely criticized. Vincent Canby in the New York Times opined that The Devil's Reign is ostensibly a horror film, but it barely manages to be a horror. It is as horrible as watching an egg fry. Roger Ebert in the Chicago Sun-Times said, "All of this would be good silly fun if the movie weren't so painfully dull. The problem is that the material's stretched too thin. There's not enough here to fill a feature-length film." He particularly derided the exhaustive melting of the Satanists at the finale. He gave the film 1.5 stars out of 4 and eventually added it to his most hated movies list. In his 2010 book Showgirls, Teen Wolves and Astro Zombies, Australian film reviewer Michael Adams called The Devil's Reign the ultimate cult movie. If you've made it this far, thank you. Please like and subscribe as it really helps the channel to grow.